We want to nurture someone? Did he hear it right? We are masters looking for somebody to teach? Sounds a bit fishy to me. They may look a bit strong, but they're all too naive to know what they're talking about. He wants them to etch his face and body into their minds. For he is the one and only. He got beaten easily. A man got sent flying by one of the women. She completely leveled out the environment just from her pure physical strength. The other knights couldn't believe their eyes. To think that the famous Sir Porto was taken out in a single strike, even though he is said to be the top knight in the kingdom, he's defeated with just a single punch from a woman. No way. Are this woman? She can't even recall her enemy's name. The other is a high elf arch-wizard of disaster, Ludmilla. She finds it a pity that she didn't get a chance to fight. Lastly, she's the apocalyptic, heretical cleric of the vampire clan, Telomia. She finds it hard to come across decent men. They are the three strongest female masters, who are considered to be the strongest in the world. Looks like they failed in finding another suitable husband for them. Riona is a fierce fighter that can blow away mountains with just her fists. Ludmilla is a prodigious mage that can wipe out tens of thousands of soldiers with just a single magic spell. Telomia is a beauty that can massacre people with her vexing and reverse recovery magic. When all of them travel together, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that they're a walking natural disaster. Despite being so powerful, there was one thing that even those three could not hope to obtain. The man is curious as to why they're looking for a disciple, even though all of them are absurdly strong. His armor shattered, which caused them to be startled. He doesn't know what just happened. All of them avert their eyes in front of such a shameless man. As he was about to say something, he got sent flying. The problem that they have is that they're unable to get a man. Ludmilla says that it's at least easy to rule them out when they're rude. Telomia just wished that they didn't have to see something unnecessary. A few months ago, Rio finds it annoying that all men are too weak. Telomia explains that they're simply just too strong. Ludmilla says that if they wanted to be her lover, they would have to be stronger than her, or at the very least the same rank. Telomia reassures her that day will eventually come. The problem is that their standards for their husband is way too high. Telomia wonders if she can ever find the right person for her. Ludmilla won't let her get a head start. However, a revelation dawned upon them. If they can find a man that they like, why not raise one instead? Rion thinks that they can raise a young lad from the ground up and then harvest their crop when he's ripe. Ludmilla thinks that it might be a good idea. Telomia thinks that it's efficient than searching a needle in a haystack. All of them suddenly have a menacing smile on their faces. Thus, began the hunt for a potential future husband. In other words, the search for a disciple has begun. However, despite all that, it's been a few months and they haven't found one yet. Rion suggests to go to the Uroka Empire next. Ludmilla says that there are criminals there, which is exactly a good idea since men will come after them. However, Telomia says that they may already reach their limit. Then, Ludmilla overheard someone talking. He says that the descendant of the hero will be enrolling. It was rumored that the hero defeated the devil. It's a tradition to look for a companion in his adventures, so finding a wife is optimal. That's it. Ludmilla heard that he went to school for several years, and the Rubia Kingdom attracts young talent from all over the world. Rion agrees. They can take the descendant himself as their disciple or one of his rivals. With this, it's settled. Then all three of them prepare to take off. In the fortified city of Rubia, it's regarded as a sacred place for adventurers because it also houses the world's most prestigious adventurous school. The city has a carefree atmosphere. Everyone is checking out the stalls to buy food and weapons. Everywhere is crowded with people. Then a body suddenly drops and it cracks on the ground, which caused the liquid to be spilled. In the Royal Adventurous School of Armeria, she's shocked to find out that those women are stopping by. Is he really sure that they're coming? However, he said that it's true based on their aura. Right now, they're enjoying tea cakes in her office. Those bastards. A boy wants to talk to her, but she ignores him while saying to get out of here. She's too busy to be caught up in this mess. However, Rion says that if she keeps them waiting, her school building will be gone. That vile creature. Looks like she has no choice but to prepare for the worst. She wants him to inform them that she'll be there in 30 minutes. The boy still wants to get her attention. She said that it's an emergency and he'll be expelled from the school, so he needs to find a suitable career path for his own safety. She makes her leave. He wants her to reconsider since he's trying his hardest. Please, for the love of God, please tell me it's just a lie. But unfortunately, it wasn't a lie. Just what are they doing here? Rion wants her to pay back the time they helped her. She got frustrated since they did more harm than good when carrying out their duty as adventurers. She doesn't have the time for them. She needs to make sure the festival proceeds smoothly. So what the hell do they want this time? The thing is, they want the hero's descendant. Wait, what? Ludmilla wants to take care of the hero if they show some potential. That's why she wants to meet him. This is way worse than she thought. What are the three of them plotting? Telomia says to not worry, as they just want the hero to grow up nice and strong. Yeah, like she's gonna believe that bullface lie. She knows what type of people they are. They do whatever they want since they're strong. So they're definitely up to something. But it doesn't matter what their intentions are, because the real problem is their personalities. She can let them have the hero or not, the world will end. Rion wonders why she's not talking. Telomia wants to torture her, but Ludmila tells her to calm down. While she's rambling on what she would do, the Dean wants to pretend to be too shocked to say anything. But then, Rion noticed something. Outside the window, something big is happening in the city. Just what the hell is happening over there? A lot of people are dying for every second they watched. All of them are too stunned to speak. In the city, the buildings are collapsing one by one. This doesn't look good at all. The boy from before is on his knees. What the hell is all this? A giant monster appeared in the city. Its body engulfed the land with its toxic slime. The others can only watch. The monster is preparing its attack, and it lets out its war cry. It's a poison slime hydra, but why is it that big? With that size, a monster like that requires the entire national army to just defeat it. However, Rion has other things in mind. The thing's gonna kill all of their potential husband candidates. He bursts out from the window and heads towards the monster at full speed. Just what the heck are they saying about potential husband candidates? The toxin is spreading rapidly. All of them run away, but the boy stumbled on the ground. He screamed for help, but then the masters have arrived. Ludmila used her magic to freeze the slime with her grand magic. It freezes the entire area. On the other side, Rion is preparing her attack. She punched it, which caused a massive shockwave to emit. All of their surroundings got blown away. Just what the hell was that? Rion wants her to do a better job, but Ludmila says that her magic can freeze its core. If she went any further, she'll kill the civilians. Rion finds it annoying that its body is recovering too quickly. Ludmila wants her to keep her composure, since even a drop can melt the people. Telomia has a hard time damaging it when the monster has super recovery. Looks like she can't do anything about it. Ludmila is reluctant, but it's their only choice. She sent Telomia flying through the air. Then she landed onto the monster. With this, she can perform her magic. The best way to deal with these types of monsters is to directly contact it while using her skill to its full power. The monster is beginning to suffer. Ludmila told them to keep pushing through. On the other side, the Dean finds it reassuring that they're helping. But the problem is the aftermath. She should be trying to curb the spread of the damage. She told her assistant to gather everyone to deal with the monster. However, it's something else. They receive confirmation that a large group of monsters are approaching them from the abyssal sea of trees. With more than 4,000 of them, the danger class is unknown. Somewhere else, the monsters are rapidly approaching the city at full speed. No way this is a coincidence. Are the observation team even doing their job? She then told him to gather all the B-class adventurers and above to defend the city while the C-class and below will evacuate the residents. This situation is bad when it's supposed to be a happy festival. The slime is taking massive damage. Ludmila is releasing her special skill, Quad Mage Magic. The sky is filled with explosions. Telomia from above lands on it, which causes the monster to receive a lethal blow. Rion is trying to observe where the core is. Looks like she found it. The core is right in front of her. It shines brightly. This will be troublesome since it appeared on the ground. Ludmila needs to think of a way to defeat it while causing the least amount of damage. They can't just nuke the core or the civilians will die. Rion told them to finish off the core while they're holding it off. They received the message. Now that solves it. However, all of them are surprised to see the monster summoning a really huge vexing magic circle. All of them received a debuff. The knights can't even move a muscle. They're being debuffed by the core. It can't even use a high-level roar. At this rate, they will die. But how can they help them? Then someone runs by. Now that she got a grasp on the situation, she'll finish it off. They're surprised to see a mysterious woman suddenly leaping towards the core. She noticed that the building is falling down. It's going to hit the civilians. But she used her skill to slice the building into pieces. Luckily, they're alive, but a bunch of tentacles appeared out of nowhere. She got entangled by the tentacles, and she can't move. The others worry for the hero. Wait, the hero? The hero is a girl? Rion thinks that this is some kind of sick joke. Judging from her equipment, it must be true. There's just no way. Are you kidding me? This isn't good. She's losing her vigor. All that effort they made just went down the drain. At this point, there's no choice but to have some casualties. Then the same boy appeared. He sprinted towards the core while screaming. Rion wonders if there's another method, but then she saw him. What the hell is he doing? He's practically a walking punching bag. His level is 0? How can one person have all stats at 0? What the hell is that kid? Telomia worries for him as he's going to die. However, even a swing from him can destroy the slime. So Rion asks both of them to protect him. This is the last chance to defeat the Hydra without making any sacrifices. The tentacles are going for him and he barely avoids it. He screamed while rolling down. He's gonna die. But then, the slime got frozen. It looks like he's safe. They just need to protect him. She tried to get back up, and Rion is holding it off. She wants it to just stay still. The core is just a few steps in front of him. This is it. Then, it used its roar to inflict a debuff on him, which caused him to panic and vomit. He got on the ground. The hero can't do anything, as the roar weakened her body. Despite that, he still got up and walked towards the core. He tried to muster all his strength in swinging his blade. Just die, you stupid slime. But then, a tentacle appeared from behind and restrained him. Like he gives a shit. he defeated the monster. It screamed in pain while its body is beginning to deteriorate. Looks like they did it. They defeated the monster with as less casualties as possible. Thank God nothing bad happened. The people are still recovering from the trauma. Then they all fall down. Ryon rushed to his aid. Please tell me he hasn't died yet. She wants to know if he's alright. She urged Telomia to use her recovery magic. Fortunately, the tentacles were frozen so the poison didn't spread. As long as he's not dead, she can heal him. Then, the boy started speaking. He wants to know if the hero is safe. Looking behind, she is okay. It looks like everything went well. He smiles since he managed to save her in time. Ryon wonders if he's related to her, but he isn't. She feels disappointed in herself since she became careless. Ryon is surprised by his courageous deed. To think that he went this far to help the hero, despite being level 0, he still put another person's life ahead of his own. This guy is crazy. Out of all the people, she wants to train him for some reason. Telomia continued to use her magic, and the situation calmed down. All of them have finally found their potential husband. The aftermath of the incident was trauma-inducing. His body feels like he's engulfed in water. He can hear faint noises of somebody arguing with each other. Then he finally wakes up. Where is he? Then, Ryon is glad that he finally come to his senses. She got worried since he wasn't waking up at all. She wants to introduce herself first. She's Ryon, an S-Class adventurer. What? Is she really a Draconian S-Class adventurer? He wants to know if it's okay to look at her status. So it is true. Aren't they one of the strongest melee combatants in the entire world? What's more, there's only 9 S-Class adventurers in the world? What does someone so amazing want with someone like him? She wants him to calm down first, as she's going to explain from the beginning. This house is their base of operations. Due to the church being full of injured people, they brought him here. Fortunately, there were close to 0 casualties. The damage from the Hydra is located at a redevelopment area of the festival, so there wasn't as many people that got in the aftermath. He's still puzzled as to why there's so many injured people. It's because a monster stampede happened somewhere else. It's been a whole day since then, and things are in the process of going back to normal. However, it's only thanks to him that the injuries are few. Most of them won't remember due to the monster's attack, but he should be proud of himself. He says that it was just out of desperation, and they did all of the work. But Ryon wants him to stand proud as he did the killing blow. He started tearing up and cried since nobody has said that to him before. Now let's get back to the main topic. It's embarrassing to say it, but Ryon wants him to be her apprentice. Wait, what? She heard from the dean that he got expelled, so he has nowhere to go. Therefore, why don't they stay together? To think that she would want him despite having all 0 in his status? No, this must all just be a dream. A hot woman sitting beside him is too good to be true. He wants to say something, but then the rest barged into the room. Ludmila got infuriated that she would try to steal her prey. Didn't she promise to tell her as soon as she woke up? Looks like it's no use hiding. She wants him to become a wizard since it's befitting to him, and she introduced herself as Ludmila. On the other hand, she thinks that he would be suited for specializing in attacking weak points. She introduced herself as Telomia. Ryon says that she's first, but the others disagree. He's about to get caught up in a battle of S-ranks. A large earthquake then appeared. This is bad. This is going to be a bigger deal than the Hydra. Then he wants to get their attention. How about he become all of their disciples? What? Now that I think about it, it wouldn't make him the strongest if all 3 of them were to cooperate, and the last of them to make the harvest wins. All of them came to an agreement to do that. Just what has he gotten himself into? He can't believe that he's going to be trained under 3 S-rank adventurers. He bowed down while saying that his name is Cross and currently he doesn't have any class. He confessed that he doesn't have any talents and he may disappoint them, but he's going to try his hardest. However, what he didn't know is that he can't fall in love unless he's strong enough to beat all 3 of them together. Even though his life is turned upside down, he was able to become their apprentice. After their fight on who gets to train him first, they settled it, and he's to instantly begin his training. Currently, he's weaker than a slime. He went outside where they were waiting. He can't help but feel in awe to be staying inside a mansion. Telomia convinced them to give the mansion for training purposes. These people are just not normal in the slightest. Ryon wants to know as to why Telomia is here. She just wants to make sure she doesn't do anything naughty. She wants to get started right away. She says to not worry as she has a method to boost his strength with her Draconian secret technique. It's forbidden to teach anyone outside their clan, but she doesn't really care. If that's the case, she wants to use her sacred treasure, the Dark Chalice. The important thing is that he gets strong. Cross wants to know if it's all a joke. It's a joke, right? But then they started laughing. Ryon wants to start, and Cross still doesn't know if they're joking. Cross is trying his hardest, and she immediately noticed his stance. It seems like he was bullied before. It's obvious since he's weak in school, where people aim to become adventurers. The way he swings his sword is weird. The biggest problem is that he's told that he's weak, which altered the way he fights. With this, he's gonna be afraid to fight back and hesitate when he swings. That panic has soaked into his very sword. That's right, it's all true. In the past, the boys bullied him for being so weak, despite trying so hard. If only he could have at least one skill. When he got appraised by the priest, he has no class or skills. The others are surprised to see a person to have absolutely nothing. He wanted to persuade her to let him fight, but she's worried for his safety. That's why she told him to find other things to make a living, and she just left hurriedly. It was because Miss Dean herself told him that there's no chance of him being an adventurer. She does have a point, but Cross already has a good foundation. But still, if he can overcome his fear, he will get stronger. Therefore, she wants to exterminate all his worries. His first goal will be to enjoy the act of fighting with others. If he gets used to it, he could hit anyone with full force no matter who. He gave him a sword. Now attack her. What? Cross is reluctant to hit her because he doesn't want to hurt her. But she got the wrong idea, and wants Telomia to lower her defense. No, it's even worse now. Then she finally realized that he's worried about wounding her. Rion finds it cute, but that only makes him naive. She calls for Ludmilla. Just what is going on? She says she's busy, but Rion wants her to attack. She summoned an earth magic spell. It appeared on top of her, and it demolished the entire area like an earthquake. What the hell? This is the norm for S-rank adventurers? He screams for Rion. What is wrong with them? Telomia says it's fine, since the house has soundproofing blessing. But that's not what he meant. Rion remained completely fine. With this, he shouldn't worry about her getting hurt. How the hell is she still alive? She swings the sword at herself to show that it's alright. With this training, he won't hesitate to attack an opponent no matter how strong or weak that enemy is. Now, hit her. Cross is doing everything he can to injure her, and she wants him to keep going with killing intent. Telomia says that she sounds like a pervert. Can she just shut the hell up? Cross is slowly getting the hang of it. After that, Telomia revived her mental and physical endurance. He stood back up. How did she just do that? Rion says that they're training to make him enjoy fighting first, so he needs to make sure he recovers his strength properly. The sun is setting, so she's gonna call it a day. In the shower, he finds the room to be so spacious than what he's used to. After that, he got surprised when Ludmilla prepared a feast just for him. He must be worn out from his training, so she wants to make sure he eats well. Is this really okay? Both of them want him to eat since it will make him stronger. Upon having a taste, his eyes lit up. His tongue has been blessed with delicious food. He feels so stuffed. Now it's time for her job. She brought him into a room and she told him to take off his clothes and lie face down. What is she trying to say? She says to just do as she's told, but of course don't take off his underwear. This is so embarrassing. He wants to know what she's planning, but he feels something. She applied the lotion. This massage will help recover his stamina and also help develop his magic. From her theory, being jobless makes him able to learn skills from any other class. Cross feels like his chastity is in trouble. The sensation he's feeling right now is magic running through his body. If they keep this up every day, he should be able to obtain skills. Ludmilla heard that having skin-to-skin contact will help awaken feelings of love. Strangely, she's the one feeling it. After that, she wants him to get a good night's rest. To think that he can do that with such a beautiful person every day, in his room, he can finally rest. He's gonna go to bed early. Then she praised him. Wait, what? Telomia apologized for suddenly surprising him. What is she doing in here? She wants to reward him for working so hard on the first day. She used her magic drain skill. She's draining his mana so that his magic power can grow when it replenishes tomorrow. She can drain his mana only by being in direct contact with his body. Telomia wants him to just relax, since his total amount of mana will increase exponentially in this way. Isn't this going to turn him into a useless person? Then she felt a menacing aura. She got thrown out of bed. Rion had a bad feeling, so she decided to check it out. What the hell do you think you're doing, bitch? She tried to make an excuse, but Rion says that her finger is already enough. These types of things should only be done when people are a couple. Telomia thinks that she's immature to have that thinking. This bitch. Just die already. Cross is still reviving from what just occurred. On the next day, he's training with all his might. Later, Rion is surprised to have Cross think that it's obvious that they're gonna be harsh with his training just because they're S-class adventurers. She wants to explain that common misunderstanding. A good teacher will first consider the ability and aptitude of their student. She does agree that being harsh can help, but discipline is the main thing that you need to have. Since they only started, they don't have to rush. They already considered his status before they even started their training. Then after about 3 days passed, Rion decided to kick it up a notch. Both of them are enjoying their spar. Wait, what's this? His body feels light, and he hasn't been hurt that much. This must be what Ludmilla told him. Magic. Maybe if he swung his sword together with this feeling, Cross used all his might into the swing. Looks like he's getting stronger. Telomia wants him to show his status plate. It looks like he obtained new skills. To think that he finally received the skill. Rion thinks that it's a steal to have that as his first skill. Not only that, he has a bunch more. He even got 3 passive status compensation skills. To put it simply, it raises their stats, which for him is only at 0. A normal class can only get 1 or 2, but since he doesn't have a class, he can acquire all the basic skills of all classes. She wonders if he can learn them all, but the journey will be rough since all of his status is still 0. But they're glad that he got compensation skills. This isn't just his imagination. What he feels right now as he's gripping his sword is real. He's grateful to improve just for a bit. He thanked them for their help. Rion wants to tell him that it's only due to Cross working so hard before they even started that he's managed to achieve this. Ryon wants him to see himself more highly. He's glad that his endless hours of training paid off. Ryon wants to focus on strengthening his combat skill. She says that the most efficient way to improve his skills is through battle. Cross will keep that in mind. On that note, she wants to fight for real. He's afraid of fighting a real monster, but Ryon reassures him that she has the perfect sparring partner. She then sprints forward, but Cross hasn't even killed a rabbit before. Telomia wants him to gain confidence by beating actual monsters. He says that he's still too weak to fight a real monster, but she said that he'll be fine. After praying for a while, looks like she's back. She caught a monster. What the hell is that? This monster should be sufficient for training. Isn't this monster too high rank for him? On second thought, this is impossible. Ryon says that he should be able to handle it now. Didn't she promise him that she wouldn't be too harsh? There's no way he can suddenly fight against a monster with a high risk like that. Ryon says it will be fine. Then it started surrounding him, which caused his consciousness to fade away. It made its attack and restrained his movements. Ryon says that they have eyes on their body to confuse their prey. Can she at least tell him sooner? What is he supposed to do now? He bits his eyes, which caused him to be set free. He landed on the ground. That tasted awful. Cross swings his blade and the snake evades. The snake is too fast for him to be reacting. What is something that the current him can do? Cross runs away. The snake already surrounded him again. A counterclockwise rotation. Ryon is wondering what he'll do. Now, it's time to use his skill. He used Clear Clot, which sliced through its body. It took massive damage. In the end, it died. Cross is surprised if he really did it. Ryon says that it's not hard to beat it once you figured out its weakness. Ryon wants to know if he felt good after killing a monster on his own for the first time. Later inside the house, he told Ludmila that he obtained a bunch of new skills, and he used that to beat the snake. She's glad that he's seeing improvement. He realized that he may come off as narcissistic, but she doesn't mind. Now she wants him to drink before having their massage. It's a medicinal wine that assists with his growth. With this, he'll definitely grow into a man worthy of her. On another day, Ryon wants him to keep up with using his skill, all the while Telomia is reviving his stamina. Cross is slowly getting stronger with each strike. Defeating that monster definitely improved his self-confidence by a significant amount. Ryon thinks that it's important to be confident because it seems like even at the orphanage, his classmates were picking on him. They probably aren't that good themselves to do such a lowly thing. Telomia says that there's a ringleader of the orphanage called Giselle, who's said to be once-in-a-decade talent. To top it all off, she got 10 initial skills at such a young age. Ryon thinks that she has the potential to be an A-rank adventurer in the future. It's no wonder he's so timid if he's getting picked on by guys like that. Well, that's all in the past now. Then Ryon wants him to spar with her without worrying about his magic. After doing his intense exercise for several days, he got stronger. He obtained a lot of skills in the process. To think that he gained this much skills in such a short time span, Ryon imagined it would be harder since he doesn't have a class. She wants to set some goals. Is there any life goals that he wants to accomplish? There must be something that he wants in life. She said that they won't laugh. If that's the case, he wants a reinstatement exam. He knows it's weird to say that, even though he was chosen by amazing people and living in such a luxurious environment. But the truth is, he wants to study at an adventure school. Is there some reason? He recalled back his past. 4 years ago, the village he was born and raised in was attacked by monsters. But then, the hero came to his rescue and slayed all the monsters. The one who appeared like the wind and saved his village was the hero, Alicia. Ever since then, he wanted to become an adventurer who can protect people like that. Telomia wonders if he likes the hero. Cross stumbled across his words while making excuses. So that's the reason he risked his life? She thinks that it might be a problem if he's surrounded by girls in the school. What should she do with him? He thinks that it might be too disrespectful for him to say that. However, Ryon thinks that his dream is a good one. He'll get strange habits if you only practice with them, so being in an environment where you can compete with other people is valuable. Plus, he needs to pass the exam if he wants to be an adventurer anyways. So it's decided. Cross is overjoyed, but Telomia doesn't agree. But Ryon wants to fulfill his dream first. Besides, she has an idea. Now, what is she planning? She wants him to learn an extra skill. This puzzled him. This is a secret weapon for his reinstatement exam. After another 20 days, Ryon wonders why Cross became so quiet all of a sudden. Ryon thinks that it's healthy for him to enjoy the tension, which means that he's matured. She told him not to worry, as they'll be looking out for him from somewhere else. In the reinstatement exam hall, Cross thinks that he'll be alright. He has the skill from learning all these days. As he opens the door, he's surprised to see that he's already in the arena. What? The crowd can't believe that he actually came. Did dropping out from school made him crazy? The ladies recognize him as the poor kid who got no class during the award ceremony. Just what is all this? He knows that the exam is open to the public, but this is too much. Then someone approached him. It's someone from his childhood. She's surprised that he's taking a reinstatement exam 1 month after being expelled. Did he lose his head for picking her as his opponent? What is Giselle doing here? Telomia thinks that Ryon is cruel for setting him up with his childhood bully. Ryon says that being an adventurer comes with the unexpected. This is the perfect chance for him to enact his revenge. Giselle is infuriated to know that Cross is looking down on her. She will thoroughly fucking beat him to death. It's still as clear as day. She bullied him for being the weakest amongst all of them, saying that he could never become an adventurer. Cross isn't ready to relive his past trauma. Now the reinstatement exam will commence. Telomia critiques about her barbaric method of raising him. The dean just wants them to go home already. Now the game has begun. She immediately heads towards him while using her sword skill. Cross used his skill to harden his body, and he got sent flying. A loud explosion occurred. The announcer thinks that the round is already over. He must be dead from receiving a direct hit. It's been 1 month since their classes have been awarded. What the hell are they thinking of making them fight? The announcer wants to know if Cross is fine. Then, Cross appeared behind her. How did he survive that? The crowd is speechless. Just what the hell did he do? So he got a bunch of defensive skills, and thought that he can now take the exam? Don't think he can endure her when she gets serious. She lunged at him while unleashing another sword skill. He evaded her attack, which made her surprise. She unleashed multiple jabs, but Cross keeps evading it. Wait a minute, he's not scared somehow. And that hit he took earlier didn't hurt as much as he thought. He can see it clearly. Compared to Rion, this is nothing. He enhanced his body. Giselle is surprised to see him recover quickly. This little prick. Does he really think he could win with all those tricks? Cross remembered what Rion taught him about changing up the pace. He's imagining he's fighting Rion just like when they sparred. This made her livid, and she doesn't want him to get cocky. Cross does her attack. Then he counterattacks with his skill. Just what the hell is this offensive skill? Weren't his stats supposed to be all zero? The crowd doesn't know what to say. The prodigy Giselle is on the defensive against Cross. The dean can't believe her eyes. She evaded his attacks and retreats. Using his skill consecutively is draining his mana quickly. At this rate, he won't be able to keep up with her. But then, he recalls back about having extra skills. Rion says that it's a powerful skill that's created when you mix several different skills. Rion knows that it doesn't matter how much he trains if the difference in stats is just too overwhelming. Hence, he needs a special move to finish off his opponent. She got just the skill for what he needs. If he uses it, the stronger the opponent is, the stronger it gets. Cross finally managed to land a hit. It's really pissing her off. Don't get carried away, you brat. I'm gonna fucking kill you. She leaps towards Cross while launching her full power. This is it. He needs to have guts to unleash his skill. Don't be put off by his opponent's killing intent. His readiness to dive headfirst into a killing blow will be what brings him victory. Since he charged straight for Hydra, it should be perfect for him. He enhances his skill and prepares to counterattack. He has defeated Giselle. She drops to the ground and the match has ended. Rion is happy to see him shine. With this, Cross has passed the reinstatement exam. Wait, he did it? He really did it! He wants to know if he can go back to school. Giselle won't accept the results of the match. She thinks that he must have cheated somehow, but she lost consciousness in the end. He wants someone to call a healer. After his exam, they praised him for doing such a splendid job. He says that it's thanks to them for making his dream come true. Rion wants to see his status plate since he must have improved. He takes a look, and it seems it is true. When they take a look, his status is covered in skills. They can't believe it with their own eyes. What the fuck? Just who is that boy? Isn't he growing too much? Are they gonna regret making him stronger in the future? This is a story from before the three masters met Cross, searching for a potential husband. She wonders. They say in a remote borderland, they sing praises of a hero who's supposed to be like a god. Their strength is apparently even capable of matching that of an S-class adventurer. Seriously? She hasn't heard something like that though. It's a mysterious place the beastmen have declared holy. In other words, it's really in the boondocks, huh? She wonders if being cooped up in a place like that would start to twist your personality. Since they so strongly admire him, I guess that means he's got a good personality. Well, even if some of it does seem like a fishtail, seems like it's worth a visit. When they arrive, he told them that the place is a sacred land. All of the outsiders must dress properly. She understands, but their formal attire is a bit... However, she thinks that it's easy to move around, so it's not that bad. It's not so different from her usual clothes, is it, Rion-chan? As they continue in their journey, many monsters approach them. Rion thinks that this is a pretty active place that he's living in. It's unpleasant, but that just raises expectations. They burst through every enemy that came inside. Then, the ground started shaking, so this must be the final obstacle. Just a little further then all three of them fight against the huge monster. After that battle, she wonders, so where is he? That god incarnate of his? How does it explain? Just now, their god is beaten by them. It turns out that it wasn't a human. Back to the present, Cross wishes them all goodbye, and he welcomes back Miss Ludmilla. He seems awfully happy today. He went to check on Cross while he was frockling around, as she thought he should have been training with Rion. Oh, don't tell me. Did her social battery run out already? No way. He passed the entry exam. From today, he's now officially in the Adventurers Academy. What is she saying? She heard it was a pretty difficult exam. It should be impossible for that kid. Well, about that, a copy of Cross' status plate? Well, just take a look at it. She wants to hear her opinions. As she looks at it, his entire profile is covered with skills. Wasn't there a time when she was teaching a female elf magic? She wanna know about the insane growth rate? You idiot. What? She then casted Hellflame Burst, since she's a complete dumbass. The perimeter of the castle is suddenly engulfed in flames, and everything around them is burned. She screamed at Ludmilla. Why did she suddenly do that? That's so mean. One of her livestock for today disappeared. Can these idiots just shut up? They used the secret treasure of Dragonar on Cross, didn't they? Did she combine it with the seal artifact of the church? What is she saying? Don't you dare sleep for a while. Is it true that if Cross growth rate was too slow, it wouldn't be out of the question to use the secret treasure? But using it this early is completely out of the question. No matter how you think about it, this is a bad influence on Cross. She knew she should have raised him by herself from the start. Can this dumb elf please pipe down? Since they haven't used any items on him. I mean, who would believe a lie like that? If they actually used on someone, something crazier would have happened. Then how do they explain this insane growth? That is strange, huh? So it was true? Are they seriously saying they didn't do anything? Well, that's exactly why Rion wants her opinion, as the person that took him as an apprentice. No matter how many times I look at it, it's unbelievable. Although, they're doing their best to raise him. If you aren't similar in class to someone with noble blood, growth rate like this is unbelievable. They spent around 2 weeks on his skill proficiency. Most people would gain about 1 level in that time. Wait, is a normal person's growth rate that slow? You guys want to raise someone else when you lack such common knowledge yourselves? Someone that hasn't even gotten a class growing this much in 1 month is, honestly, it's nothing but an anomaly. Back in the adventurer school, in class, the teacher is speaking about the unique skills that are considered to be innate. There are rare cases of them being awakened after birth. The students all look at him. This guy, he's definitely not normal. Of course, he likes to do mock battles with various people, and if he takes in as much knowledge as he can from class, it'll be easier to understand Miss Rion's teaching as well. Then he looks behind. Looks like there's one person who really hates him. He already knew it. Giselle's still angry. Outside, the instructor told them to look for opponents for mock battles and team up. However, nobody wants to pair up with Cross. Looks like he's all alone. After that, he knows that this isn't good. Everyone is avoiding him because he made Giselle mad. Half of the reason of him attending his school is gone. Then he noticed her. He calls out to her. He wants to talk about that thing before. This caused her to be livid. The other students advise him to not provoke her. So can he just please hurry up and go away? But what are you doing? That voice. That could only be one person. What is she doing here? Back in the mansion, she found it. And that is a super luxurious magic item used by merchants. It has the ability to reveal every bit of information about something. Let's take another look with this. As they use the magnifying glass, they start to get worried. Then something happened. What? There's no way. There's a black fog covering his status plate. Is this skill concealment? This isn't just any concealment. An advanced appraisal skill was used to see this. Why was such an advanced skill used on Cross? Maybe someone has a grudge on him? She doesn't know, although there is a chance of something strange going on here. Anyways, it's not a matter that you can talk about carelessly. For the time being, she wants to proceed with caution and analyze this by themselves. Until a conclusion is reached, this is a secret even to Cross. She wants to know if there's something wrong. Romeo wonders if he's doing okay at school, since there are numerous teachers and adventurers there. It wouldn't be strange if someone there finds out about the secret. Back in school, they gossip among themselves. Isn't that why is someone like her here? Well, what is she doing here? Descendant of the brave, Miss Alicia Lefugalion. Miss Alicia? The hero? The other students can't believe it. Is the descendant of the hero. She then starts walking towards him, and Cross got startled. She leans her face to take a closer look at him. What does she want from him? So it really was him. Thank goodness, she hadn't heard from those S-Class adventurers in so long, so she was worried. But yesterday, she heard someone very similar had passed the reinstatement exam. Then she grabs his hand. Wait, the hero is crying? Looks like they stand out a bit. She then grabbed him and sprinted away. They suddenly both disappeared. Must be nice to be that Cross guy. Alicia Refagalion. When she was 16, she became the highest ranked person in the swordsman class. A descendant of the great hero's bloodline. A descendant of heroes who, in order to pass on their strong blood, attended adventurous schools in search of excellent spouses or something. She wants them to get going already. Somewhere else, he wants to thank her for saving him. Well, not just today. She probably doesn't remember, but the truth is, he's actually been saved by her before. And ever since then, he's wanted to be an adventurer like her. And, however, she's the one who should be thanking him. What? You know, during that time, during the incident with the monster, she wants to know if there's something she can help with. However, Rion says to leave it to them. Besides, doesn't she have a lot of things to do? Ludmilla reassures her that she'll let her know if he's alright. That's what they said. So she went to face the stampede, but they never contacted her. In other words, Rion and the others forgot their promise. So she wanted to apologize for the trouble she caused, and thanked him for saving her. She's been looking for him constantly. She's sorry, and then thank you. If there's anything that she can do for him, please tell her. He tries to act humble, saying that it wasn't all his doing. If it's thanks, he'll pass it on onto those S-rank adventurers. However, he remembered back their promise. You know what? It's nothing. Well, this isn't good. He doesn't wish for anything? What could someone like him possibly demand of Alicia-san? Well, in that case, right now, there's this orphanage girl that he angered, and he doesn't know how he can apologize that will get her to forgive him. Since she's also a female adventurer, he wonders if she could come up with a good plan. Something like that. Maybe a tasty snack? What? In that case, she thinks that apologizing and going to get some sweets would be good. Okay then, but what should he get? Giving a specific example is kind of hard. Well then, let's go buy some. They can go together. At this moment, his mind started malfunctioning. No, she can't. To go with someone like him? That's true. It'll cause another scene, won't it? Then she told him to wait for her at the church square. She'll go get a change of clothes. Later in the church square, he's waiting nervously. She wonders if she kept him waiting, which startled him. Alicia-san, when did she get here? She wants to apologize for surprising him. So long as she's wearing this coat, her identity will be safe. So it's a magic item. But since she can get past her guards, she can't be too careless. In fact, she kept her coming here today a secret from everyone. So, today is a secret between just the two of them. A secret? Now then, shall they get going? Calm down, Cross. No matter what, you need to know your place. Later in the town, they visited stalls and various other shops, while Alicia is leading on. After that, they went to a restaurant, they went to another place, and as more time passes by, it looks like he doesn't have any more money. Looking at her smiling, she's just like an ordinary girl. You know, a lot of stores. Do you often go shopping with someone? No, he doesn't have any money left. He knows a lot of them, but today's the first day he's ever actually put that to use. So it was pretty fun. Well, she had fun too. It was her first time doing things like visiting various shops or walking around and eating so carefreely. Wait, but she's been going around to various cities to train up until now, hasn't she? The truth is, that's only for training. Going around town like this, she didn't have the time to do something like that. You know, that's why today, she really did have fun. She's not sure something like this is acceptable as a thank you or apology, but he thinks that that's not true. Really? He wants to ask something of her. If he could, he'd like to hear some of her heroic tales. Heroics? That's right, that kind of monsters she's fought or what kinds of worlds she's seen. Would that be enough? She doesn't really think they're worth listening to. There's no way they could be true. Well, to put it briefly, if she remembers correctly, there was a time at the Beckoning Valley. It was a fierce battle. She then continues to tell him the story. He thinks that it's amazing. She saved so many people. Is it really that amazing? He wants to know, how can she stand up and fight and face opponents like that? Isn't she scared? The truth is, she is scared. She's scared, so she trains. If nothing else, your hard work will never betray you, right? He thinks that he is so strange. She can't believe he reacted like that to her battle stories. But still, even though you're level 0, you stood up to the Hydra and saved me. You're an amazing kid. No, thanks to the S-rank adventurers, he can only do that. For her to compliment him, it's unthinkable. When he saved her back then, that was really cool of him, you know? Cool? As the bell rung, it looks like he better get going already. Before she leaves, he really wants to thank her. She wants to know how those sweets work out. If he doesn't properly make up with that ill-natured kid, that means she wasn't able to apologize to him. And lastly, thank you. Amongst the crowd, the atmosphere suddenly became silent. Back in the adventure school, in a certain lounge, they're excited that they got something. Now isn't that thoughtful? A delivery. Who's it from? It's from Cross. He said to hand it off to you. Here, it's got a letter in it. She smashed the entire table. That bastard. He'd go to any lengths to mock her. And you lot, don't you eat that? That jobless son of a bitch ruined her image. She's the head of the orphanage group, and he ruined it. He'll be sure to butcher him. She wants to know how those preparations are going. From the document, he's reserved for a few more usable looking quests. But lately, the amount of weak animals in the western forest have dropped. It's possible something like a risk level 3, lesser demon, or something else wandered into the area and is wreaking havoc. Oh, well isn't that convenient? Even if some gung-ho fedling were to get half-killed through some unexpected circumstances, the whole thing would be that monster's fault. On the next day, he continues his battle. What's going on? He seems energetic today. Did something good happen at school? Anyways, he doesn't have to worry. They have no shortage of swords. You know, he should at least buy his own weapons. He thinks so? Well, now feels like a good time to switch up his training a little. Starting today, in addition to sparring with her, he'll receive skill training from Ludmilla and Teromia. Wait, does she mean he's going to learn magic now? She's glad that Rion's training with him is over. Well, if he's going to be mastering all of this skill, the earlier they teach them, the more he'll be able to practice them in fights. Okay then, now let's get started. Cross? First, she'll teach him some pretty useful wind magic. As he may know, magical skills connect the magic inside and outside of the body and unify it. To fully understand the elements, he should be continuously exposed to them, which means He then used wind magic on him, which exposed his body. Then he screamed in the air. This is the feeling you channel when using wind magic. Be aware that your own magic is connected to the outside world. Ludmilla, is this really necessary? Come on now, that's totally cheating. You know what, Cross? You should stay dressed like that when she's training him too. 2 days later, he casted a spell, and he used Wind Shot. Whoa, so that's what using magic feels like. Is that good? Yeah, he did well. Now his battle tactics can expand even further. Magic can be a trump card when fighting a higher level opponent. However, the casting times can be long, followed by a short cast time too. For the time being, keep a close eye on the situation and try to stay one step ahead. He says that he will. As they look at the tablet, they can't believe it. Seriously, this is really strange. The low level magic that Ludmilla taught him, a defense lowering skill that Teromia taught him, and a few other skills were awakened at the same time. They realize that his aptitude for learning isn't just limited to melee skills. She knows they spent 2 full days training him, but even so, he's growing way too fast. She wants to know how's it going with getting the higher level appraisal skill. The orders placed, it should arrive within the next few days. She wonders if it really will help them figure out what's going on with Cross. Inside town, he thinks that there really are amazing trainers. He was useless before. He never thought he'd learn warrior skills, let alone mage and priest skills too. And now, he's bought himself a new sword. Next up, he needs to replace all his lost savings in the Adventurers Guild bulletin board. This is the only way for an adventurer to make money. Looking at the board, it doesn't seem good. All the paid quests are from outside the city. How can he form a party when he can't even get a sparring partner? Then the guys wonder, isn't that a Cross? Wait, it's everyone from the orphanage group. You know, he was actually thinking of accepting a quest. Oh, and by the way, did Giselle get his gift? Yeah, she said they were delicious. Is that true? So she forgives him? He's not too sure about that. Anyways, if he's accepting a quest, wanna join their party? Wait, they let him join? He thinks that it would be kinda scary with just the 4 of them. Thanks to his gift, Giselle's mood has gone back to normal. Think of it as their repayment. He really wants to thank them. This next really work. It's all thanks to Alessia. In the Western Forest, he says that he'll take the lead. Erin and Coley will go behind him, Dado and Cross will take the rear. Rangers are useful in detecting monsters, and mages are their trump card in any fight. So let's keep them well protected. He also asks them a question. It looks like they're getting farther and farther away from the pad. Is he sure that it's okay? He explains that there aren't many monsters around, so he thinks a higher level monster must have wandered into the forest. The leader already told him that it's fine. As long as they have their ranger, they don't have to worry about any incidents. They can handle it. Besides, he can't really catch monsters on the designated paths. That's why they're doing this quest. So they'll have to go a little further in. Alright, it should be somewhere around here. Wait, but he doesn't see any monsters around here. Then he wants to apologize. But he should always be wary of quests. It's the number 1 rule of being an adventurer. The target of this quest isn't a monster. It's him. Then, Giselle appeared behind him. As he looks back, he parries her sword. What's going on? So, he still doesn't get it. She actually planned the whole thing in order to destroy him. Destroy him? Why? He's no longer the zero-stat loser she hated so much. He's well qualified to become an adventurer now. However, she says that he's the same loser as ever. She doesn't care whether he becomes an adventurer or not. She ruined her honor during that exam. She lost to a classless level 0 loser. She can't just let that slide. Honor? That's what this is about? That's it? Is he not taking this seriously? And everyone jumped at him. Him of all people should understand what it's like to be looked down on by others. Being looked down upon isn't the only thing. Sufficient training grounds, good quests, lessons from exceptional teachers. He took it all from her, and getting it back is an unending ask. But the worst thing is that they look down on her. It's soul-crushing. It takes away all your senses. It saps at your self-confidence like a poison. It brings you down completely as an adventurer, but also as a person. That's why right now, she has to beat him to a pulp. They're doing this all because of her so-called honor? Then he noticed something. The person is casting a spell. With this, she told everyone to scatter. Lesser water magic. Water cannon. The spell caught him off guard, and it hits him directly. He used physical skill boost and emergency dodge in the last minute. If he doesn't do something, he's done for. He's finally at the starting line thanks to them. He can't let himself be defeated so quickly. Well, in that case, he'll resist with all his might. He casted his spell. In the name of Win, he analyzed the situation. He gathered all his mana into the palm of his hands, and he released his magic. What? He can cast a spell? He used Wind Shot. This completely blew them away. This guy, he even has magic skills now? You've got to be kidding. How? This bastard can even use magic skills? Then he tries to cast another spell. She told them to not let him shoot. As they charged towards them, he noticed that your coordination is crumbling. With this, he fired Wind Shot. However, it stopped midair. What? The magic got dissipated. His magic just stopped, so even he can use magic. What's wrong with him? But He's not the only one with an ace up their sleeve. She returns back the favor, which blow him away, and knocked him to the tree. Come to think of it, he probably didn't know about it. Her unique skill, Lovely Magic. Go ahead and shoot her. Wasn't he brimming with confidence just a second ago? The only way to break this deadlock and get out of this situation is that magic you're so proud of, right? What the? Giselle's unique magic can steal someone's magical initiative? That's just cheating. She wonders if he has finally given up. If that's the case, he'll give everything he got. This moron. Didn't she tell him that it's useless? As he casted his spell, he used Wind Shot. This little, he used it as a smokescreen, then Cross fled away. He looks like he escaped into the forest. If they don't chase him now, but she told them to not panic. He's aiming to crush them individually. She wants them to listen up. His physical ability isn't that much different from theirs. At the very least, it's definitely below hers. They're more experienced with his words than he is. That bastard doesn't even know which way he's going to. There's no need to hurry. Split into two groups and encircle him again. Do not let him escape this forest. If not, in the worst case scenario, they all can get expelled. She asks Eren to search for any signs of that son of a bitch. She'll cut him. As she used her skill, she detected something. Then her entire body immediately tensed up. Something is approaching from behind. As they all look behind, she's shocked. They all rush to safety. They got caught in an attack, and the force blew them away. That impact just now. What the hell was that? The entire land is devastated. She calls out for them. Are they okay? What the hell cut through here? As the monster shows itself, it's gigantic. A rock lizard warrior? Why is it here? There's no way a bunch of low-level adventurers could handle something like this. Is it a survivor from the demon stampede a month ago? When seeing the monster, they can't move. Don't just sit there. They're injured. She told him to carry Eren and Corey into the woods. Cover each other up, keep their distance and run. Right now. Then, they do as she told. At that pace, she's glad that she's the only one who might have to die. Now, she wants the monster to bring it on. The monster emits a loud roar, which caused the ground to vibrate. This beast. It charged towards her, and she braced for impact. This bastard. If her legs were just a bit better. No, there's no changing this. If no matter what she does, someone's getting sacrificed, then if she can buy some time with this wounded body, this situation's not bad after all. She's sure he's noticed something's happened by now. He must be glad he got away. Cross is hiding in the bushes, and he sees them running. What is happening? In the past, Giselle's little brother wants to be an adventurer. Is that so? Well, do your best, okay? As more time passes by, he wants to apologize to her. In the end, he couldn't be an adventurer. Then, her little brother died in her hands. Damn it. Cross reminded her of bad memories every last time. 0 point bastard. If she's going to die like this, beaten by that jobless little nobody, it's disgraceful. She got done in so easily by a monster before she could even redeem herself. If their leader's such a mess, who knows how the other orphans would get treated from now on. In that case, she'll at least fight to the end. Looks like this is it. So this is her reward, the fate of a thug who can only protect her place in the worst way possible. Then she starts tearing up. Where she stands right now is the place where she'll die. She leaps towards the monster with all her power. Then Cross emerged from the tree while calling out to her name. Wait, why is he here? Then he casted a spell. With this, it's blinded. He wonders if she's okay. Why did this idiot come back here? At this moment, she doesn't know what to say. Then, he noticed her leg. He told her to get as far away from here as she can, and don't let herself be seen by any monsters. What is he trying to do? What is he doing, this idiot? Why is he helping her? She was the one who was trying to crush him, but he screamed at her, saying this isn't the time to be worrying about that. Looking at the situation, he's keen on protecting her. Judging from the shot, he doesn't even leave a scratch. This rock lizard warrior. Normally, this would be the kind of battle where people stronger than him and Gazelle would probably divide their allies into vanguard, range attackers, healer, and support roles. So the probability of them winning is extremely low. He wants the monster to bring it on. This guy, is he a moron? He can't possibly win. He'll only increase the body count. He should hurry up and run. However, he already knows that. This isn't like the Hydra battle, where his masters protected him. If they lose, they die. He's scared. But even so, he's got to be like a hero. At least enough to help someone in a pinch. A strong adventurer. And besides, if he abandons her right here and now, the one who took him in, the person he admires so much, he could never show his face to them again. That's why, for him alone, to just run away, he can't possibly do that. He needs to figure it out. The massive rock speed is pace. In the midst of battle, he noticed his weak point. He needs to aim for the root of the neck, where these big boulder scales look the thinnest. He used cross counter, and he slashed the monster, but it remained fine. This thing's way too hard. Obviously, that thing's a monster famous for having incredibly thick armor. You need to plan around it. He lacks stopping power at a close range. Cross could manage to dodge it somehow, but fighting it head-on is like suicide. In that case, he will cast a spell. Wait, he has more magic? As he prepared his spell, he used lower black magic skill, Guard Out. Before this, Telema taught him a magic skill that lowers his enemy's defense. It's got a short range, but the chance short too. so he can use these slots in close combat. Then he used cross counter. However, it broke his sword, and the monster goes for him, which caused him to take a direct hit, and he landed on the ground. It's no use. Didn't she tell him? As the atmosphere became silent, something happened. Something big happened. The situation looks dire. He breathes for air. There's no way he can lower the defense of a danger level 4. But even still, there are things he wants to protect. There are things he wants to achieve. Not ever being able to do anything himself, he's done with that. So with this, he's not done yet. He's not giving up. He then casted a spell. He used Guard Out, which weakened the monster, and he prepares a spell to use Wind Shot. He prepares another spell, he used Guard Out again, and again, and again. He used multiple skills at the same time. He used Clear Cut, Wind Shot, Guard Out, and he keeps repeating these skills over and over again. He's recklessly firing off skills without thinking. The only thing that's going to do is exhaust him. Then he noticed the sword. He grabs it, and this time, as he tries to attack it, the sword breaks. Not yet. He needs to do even more. And even more. As the battle continues, the monster is slowly being pushed back. His momentum is not slowing down at all. That can be. Every time he uses a skill, his power goes up. Back in school, they're all surprised. This is Cross Secret. As he used the magnifying glass, his unique skill is Cinderella Grey. And this is the effect of the skill. A skill that encourages skill growth. Is something like that even possible? She's never even heard of such a thing. Though there are many unique skills that have specialized effects. This kind of ability is unheard of. Then his stats begin to raise up rapidly. He screamed at the top of his lungs. A skill even Ludmilla hasn't heard of. Yeah, if Cross had a skill like this, then why was he such a buzz? Then someone called for help. A Risk level 4 monster showed up in the Western Forest. They told them to form a strike team. Risk level 4 wasn't the Western Forest the one for beginners? They informed them that Giselle and Cross haven't come back out of the woods. What are they doing there? In the woods, he's fighting fiercely. He used the skill that Rion taught him, and used physical enhancement while using Clear Cut. He used Wind Shot that Ludmilla taught him, and Guard Out that Telomia taught him. What the hell? This is like, it's like she's seeing a party of just one person. The status on his plate begins to go wild. He begins to level up rapidly. But still, he's getting tired. At this rate, he hasn't even scratched it. No matter how much he's rapidly grown, he's still just a low-rank adventurer. He can't even scratch it. Damn it. Thanks to his teachers, he's still got strength and magic left. However, he doesn't know if he can last long enough to beat this bastard. Then, it prepares its spell, and it fired a blast, which engulfs the land in fire. Oh crap, she used Lovely Magic, which diverts the spell away. What's this? Jeez, she doesn't know how strong he got, but he's missing an important detail here. Her Lovely Magic can disrupt a monster's skills too. Giselle, why is she still here? Just shut it, this isn't over yet. Now, hand over his Wind Magic. Then, both of them combine their spells, which diverted into the air. She wants him to follow it up. She then tossed her sword, and he grabbed her weapon. With this, he strikes down the monster, and finally, the combined attack damaged him. It worked! His attack finally got through. Idiot, look behind him. However, the monster already recovered, and he charged towards him. She already told him. She leaps towards Cross, trying to protect him, and the entire ground is leveled out. As the smoke clears up, both of them are out of breath. This moron, what does he think she used Lovely Magic for? He really resembles her little brother. She's begging him, just don't die right in front of her. Looking at her face, he's speechless. With this, now one thing's for certain. He remembered back that time. She's scared. Even the hero is scared, so that's why she trains. If nothing else, your hard work will never betray you, right? Cross stands up once more. With this, he'll protect her. If each of his skills aren't strong enough on their own, if single attacks one after the other are meaningless, then he'll lose everything he's got all at once. In one hand, he casted his magic, and on the other, he used his sword. He needs to give it his all. He needs to use everything they gave him, here and now. Suddenly, when he tries activating all of them, his mouth is moving on its own. As she looks closely, she realizes that it's a new spell. It's some kind of cross between Wind Shot and Guard Out. What the hell? That can't be. A cross between a magic skill and a black magic skill? An extra skill? He gained a new skill. Era skill, Aegis. And he used Aegis Shot. With this, it pierced through the monster, and he screamed at the top of his lungs. He gave everything he got, and a bright light emerges from its body. What is she seeing right now? Cross pierced his body, and it took little damage. Now it's now or never. He cuts through the monster, and she sees the event taking place. Only a month ago, he was halfway to crying because she was bullying him so hard. The weak and incompetent jobless. But no matter how much she picked on him, a vain dream, destined to die. This moron just wouldn't let it go. Strength, character, not a part of him was cut out to be an adventurer. But 0 Point Cross actually won. He took a deep breath, and she's speechless. They did it. They actually did it. Isn't that amazing? With just the two of them, they managed to beat that monster. No, it's more like he almost took the thing down by himself. I mean, what the hell was that skill just now? Has this idiot completely forgotten that she nearly crushed him a second ago? Seriously though, why didn't this idiot just run away? She's so gonna kill him. Why is he suddenly holding her hand? This bastard. He's sorry? Then he begins sulking. Now's not the time for that. Let's quickly dismantle this thing into materials. Why? It would be bad if they got surrounded by monsters right now. They'll use these thing's materials to repel any small fry and escape the forest. Now he gets it. After that, somewhere else, all of them are heading towards him. Giselle being with this kid, is it some kind of revenge? She knew this would happen. Alright, she wants Ludmilla to blow away the whole force with some level 4 magic. Even if he's almost fatally wounded, she can heal him quickly, so it's okay to be a little reckless. Can these idiots be quiet? What if she was to hit Cross? She says that, but it's not easy for them to search this whole area by themselves. She used outer magic perception. Then they're all shocked. At a distance, only 2 people are left. They realize that they actually defeated the monster. All 3 of them rush to his aid. She wants to know if he's okay. She'll heal him right now. This is a rock lizard head. He beat this? He wants to thank them, but he's not that badly injured. Instead, can they please heal Giselle? Calomila panicked since she already healed him, but then he fainted. How about a potion then? She'll do it mouth to mouth. This bitch. Was she getting her revenge indirectly? What are these women? They make a level 4 monster feel like an ant. Huh? She fainted? And Gross isn't waking up. He'll die. Try Stamina Bazaar, Mind Bazaar, and Magic Bazaar. He wonders if he came a little bit closer to being a heroic adventurer who can save someone in a pinch. Back in the mansion, he got brought to his bed, and he opens his eyes. Hey, he woke up. Do you feel strange anywhere? Thank goodness. This is the old mansion? He wants to know if Giselle was alright. She's fine, she healed her after all. Yeah, after a quick and calm little explanation of the situation, they send her back to the orphanage. Every one of those vigilantes is safe. And then, she heard they sent a survey team to the forest, and they found no other monsters like that one. Thank goodness. Jeez, he's always just worrying about other people. Isn't he an idiot? Now then, Cross. It seems he fought with this thing. Oh yeah, this is obvious proof that shows Cross took on and killed a danger level 4 monster. Judging from her testimony, the rapid growth from Cinderella Grey most likely allowed him to overcome that near certain death. However, it's a bit of an unbelievable victory. They'll have to explain it properly so that he doesn't get smug about it. Right, listen to this. He just beat a risk level 4 monster. He had Giselle's help obviously, but he repeated what everyone taught him, and amazingly, his skills grew a little. On top of that, even a skill he never even heard of showed up. He knew that his masters were amazing. For someone like him to be able to beat a risk 4 monster is all thanks to them. The best adventurers in the world are even top class coaches. Well, they were planning to nail him to the wall for this to make sure he didn't get conceited. But he's so adorable, so whatever. He doesn't seem full of himself about it either. Well, anyways, just keep at that pace and work hard from now on. He can compliment her some more, you know. Some days later, in the school, Cross arrived inside the class, and suddenly the atmosphere became quiet. They all gossip amongst each other. Did that guy really beat a risk level 4 monster? He wants to know what's going on. As they made eye contact, she immediately diverted her attention. What? Have they still not met up yet? He wants to know, is her injuries alright? Huh? What on earth did he do? She's mad at him for some reason? But why? Hey Giselle, what is she doing? Isn't she the one who said there'll be no more pickings on Cross? She was even the first one to say they wanted to apologize. Could they just please shut up? He just surprised her when he suddenly started talking to her. He doesn't really get it, but he guessed he should keep his distance for today. This caught her attention. Why is he going out of his way to sit so far away? There's a seat close to her. And about the other day, she really wants to apologize. This is a first, and then all of her friends wants to apologize as well. They want to make up to him, so he doesn't have to hold back. He says that it's fine, everyone was okay in the end, so he really doesn't mind. This guy is really soft, way too soft for his own good. Well then, now that Cross forgave them, all of them immediately surround him, as they want to know, did he really beat that monster? Is this more important than making up? These morons, hurry and sit down. They're delaying the lecture. Then the rumors begin to spread. There's a rumor a dangerous level 4 showed up in the West Woods. She's probably talking about the one that Giselle and that Jobless took out. A commoner, 1 month out of her class awarding ceremony, and a Jobless that just reeks of a lie. Then she giggles to herself. She thinks that Cross did a splendid job. Back then, Cross fell to the ground. He's already 14 years old. How is he still losing to horned rabbits? Look, even the junior class of 9-year-olds can beat them, see? Then the others interrupt him. No way. Is Cross-chan really that weak? He's level 0, and all his stats are 0 too. They're already level 2, you know? Look, levels are an indicator of a person's overall strength. By enhancing the power of the spirit, various abilities grow and you level up. If it's 0 like this, that means you've got nothing but your physical body's natural strength. Essentially, by beating monsters, you absorb your power and strengthen your spirit. This combat training really should have been effective. You know, she's really sick of him. No talent small fries will just get in the way of training. Can he just hurry up and disappear? But he doesn't want to. Without training, he will always be weak. Look, They're not wasting training spots on losers who can't even beat horned rabbits. Go back to the dorms and do some cleaning or something. 0-point loser. Piece of brat. How can he want to be an adventurer like the hero? Just looking at him pisses her off. Get a taste of reality, you scum. In the night, he's sweating profusely. It's too soon to give up. The Harvest Festival takes place in a week. If he can get a class at a class awarding ceremony, then it might be possible. At the very least, he could get at least one skill. If he got a skill, he'd at least know where to focus his efforts. He'll definitely graduate from being 0-point cross in no time. Then 1 week later, the Harvest Festival has finally arrived. She's glad to raise such promising youth again this year. All of them admire her presence. She's so beautiful. Now, the class everyone will be awarded may not match with your wishes. This is a guide given to them by the heavens to avoid mistaken efforts. No matter what class they may be, it will become a stepping stone to enrich all of your lives. Then, she wants them to form a line in front of the pedestal for the class evaluations. As more time passes by, one of them are overjoyed that they got the Knight class, and the other got the Dual Sorcerer. As more time passes by, he's getting a bit nervous. Looking at her letter, doesn't that mean she has the potential to be an A-class adventurer? Well, naturally, of course. As she walks up the stairs and receives her class is a warrior apprentice with 10 skills. 10 initial skills, that's probably the max that you can get. After hearing that, Cross begins to get even nervous. Could this be? Is he officially being awarded with his class? The others gossip among each other. Does this really exist? As he looks at the podium, he has 0 skills and no class. This guy, his level didn't rise at all. He's here at the weakest, most useless class. He doesn't even have skills to learn. That boy, how's he going to live after this? And after that incident, he doesn't want to get expelled. Back to the present, she's thinking to herself, even though he said that, he's doing just fine. As he arrives home, he's training with them again. Then he used Aegis shot. She blocked the attack and Cross dashes towards her. They both clash. Now she gets it. It's so strong it's hard to believe it's just a low-level skill. This would explain the story of how he took down a defense specialized level 4 monster. The defense reduction is compressed to its upper limits with wind magic, creating an extreme weakness on a single point on an opponent's body, and then a skill to penetrate it as a counter. It's difficult to believe, but it seems that he has really merged warrior, magic, and black magic skills. The power's nothing to scoff at either. Damn, he got an amazing skill. That's her disciple for you. That's right, as expected of her disciple. With that being said, it's a tough skill to handle, right? Despite the short range, the Chan is long. Despite being a level 1, the success rate is still too low, isn't it? Indeed, having tried it 10 times, about 5%. Moreover, when it comes to accuracy, yeah, it doesn't seem very suited for practical use. Well, it's a matter for another day. But one hit one kill skill isn't that bad. If he has a trump card, that alone can keep him calm during the battle. Plus, even if it fails, it can still work as a surprise skill. Unfamiliar skills can trick your enemies into getting into defensive positions and make things easier. Well, it isn't a very consistently successful skill. But still, it sounds like a pretty useful skill, right? So with that, they want to continue polishing his skill, since it's preferable to develop his existing skills first. His masters, they're such veterans. As he continues training, they look at his tablet. An era skill, huh? She's never even heard of such a thing. Well, it may be that Cross is the first to ever develop one. But that's not all. In just one battle, his total skill proficiency rose by more than 40 points. This is probably due to Cross's hidden unique skill, the effect of Cinderella Grey. They're speechless. Whoa, this guy is more powerful than she thought. Such incredible power, such exceptional prospects. Jeez, she'll do whatever it takes to get Cross. She'll beat these idiots up and snatch up Cross for myself. After his training, he set out the plates on the table. The arts? That's right, since tomorrow's a rest day, would he like to go read or watch a play? Just the both of them? If he becomes an adventurer, there will be many chances to come into contact with various races. The more educated he is, the easier it is to reach a mutual understanding. Hold on a second, what is she trying to do? Stealing a march on her? More importantly, why don't they watch the gladiator tournament? It's also a good training to study other people's battles. Now that's how an adventurer relaxes. The both of them just don't get it. Cross is recovering, so the two of them should go wandering around the shops together, or play board games at home. Slow and relax is the best way to pass the time. Are they stupid? Her and Cross are going to the tournament. Shut it, you savage. Cross would enjoy a rational conversation with her. She's always plotting behind the scenes during training, and now she's trying to steal a day off with him? Does she really want to fight? Sure, she'll take this chance to remind her of her power. Huh? She doesn't care if she regrets this, you know. Cross wants them to calm down. Is everyone okay? Go ahead and finish your dinner, please. They're going to do a little light exercise. Then the door slams shut. Is everything okay? Why is the entire night sky bright? Then the entire ground shook. After their battle, she's disappointed that it's another draw. That's so annoying. Next time, she'll use a more stronger spell to wipe them all out. If she had only more time, she would turn them into slime. Then they'll do a lottery, and no hard feelings. He wonders if S-rank adventurers do this so often so that they don't get rusty. On the next day, they went to the Colosseum. It's such a huge crowd. Yep, and she got some cute seats. They want to enjoy themselves to the fullest today. Now this is what you call a routine. After the match ended, Butas is declared the victor. That's amazing. Then later in the game, the Greta the Tactics Gap. A good lesson for him. Fun fact, this area is always open to inspire friendly rivalries between the adventurers. He really wants to thank her for paying the spectator's fee. She doesn't want him to sweat it. It's his reward for beating that rank 4. Oh, it looks like the finals are about to start. Looking at them, they look tough. It looks like either of them could win. It's not bad. Wait, she knows the class and levels of the competitors? Oh yeah, it's not a big deal. That's the effects of the common skill, low level appraisal. It's pretty useful. Then the match started. Well, he'll learn it eventually. Just keep on immersing himself in new experiences and taking chances to spectate games like this. Oh yeah, let's make a bet on who will win this match. A bet? That's right, they'll bet drinks and snacks on who will win. Then won't put too much of a dent in his wallet, right? So, should he make his bet first? I mean, it is unfair, since she got a low-level appraisal skill. As he looks closer, he thinks that the heavy warrior might win. Oh, that's a surprising choice. He has the lower level of the two. Well, he has heard that a quick flash knight has relatively high defense and speed, but he doesn't think defense and attack will be the deciding factor against a heavy warrior. Now she gets it. Heavy warriors are usually trained in a lot of different defensive skills, but they polish one big attack skill to use. An ambush style composition, guarding, enduring, and then striking. Once they have an opening, a single split-second fatal strike, that's their technique. This is a problem for a quick flash knight, whose aim is to win through sheer number of attacks, to wear down his opponent. Then he noticed the quick flash knight. As he looks behind, the big guy prepared his attack, and their blades clash. At this moment, both of them stood still. As more time passes by, the heavy warrior collapses. And with this is his victory. After watching the match, he thinks that it's so much fun. The skills the intermediates have honed, those tactics, and above that, her explanations were so easy to understand. He wants to go with her again. Of course. Man, he's so cute. Alright, he can eat the rest. Wait, but didn't he lose? Forget about it. Here, it's still hot. Well, okay then. Somewhere else? In the competitor waiting room, she wants to congratulate him on his win. It's a tolerable result to start off with. He's really grateful for her words. The nobles' factional disputes have already begun. They of House Richmond mustn't fall behind in expanding their influence. Today, they want to show their strength and expand their territory first. Will be Catalia Richmond. He wonders, which contest does she plan to join next? Then, she has a smirk on her face. To demonstrate your power and skill to as many as possible, something like this would be good, would it not? On the next day, he thinks that yesterday was so much fun. Then she calls out to him. Does he need some cash? Giselle? How did she heard it from the other orphans. Yeah, he does spend most of his money from the Rock Lizard Warrior on making new equipment. Alright then, he can take this quest with them. He wants to know if it's okay. Why is he being too close? He's such an idiot. There's no real reason for them to fight anymore. There was a quest with a good reward posted. She's just telling him this as an apology for the lynching. As he looks at the letter, can he really take this? It might be too early for him. Somewhere else, a horde of monsters appeared. The Fluffy Slime Suppression Contest is a good quest that can earn a lot of money fast. Is that a no? Of course you'll take it. On the day of the suppression contest, on the northern steps of Basque Rubia, as mentioned, the number of slimes you defeated will be magically displayed near each of you. Wow! Even though it's called a contest, this is more like a festival. It's something of a seasonal tradition for this time of year. So basically, they just have to kill all the slimes, right? The more they beat, the better the reward. Come to think of it, there was a requirement for at least one intermediate class for safety, right? Is it really okay for them to participate? Oh yeah, she didn't tell him yet. No way. She got promoted to intermediate. She got a big level boost from the fight with the race level 4 the other day. That fulfilled the requirements for a rank up. She's advanced from being an apprentice to an intermediate warrior. That's amazing. It hasn't even been 2 months since she got her class. It's not really that great. It's just a rank up from the leftovers of that level 4 that he beat. With that being said, he should train with them next time. Isn't this supposed to be a secret? She wants them to cut it out. Come over here, Cross. Listen, isn't it supposed to be a secret that he's studying under those monsters? So he needs to be ready to refuse or dodge any questions. This is dangerous. Wait, but how does she know that? That's obvious. She went through a lot, you know. After a quick and calm little explanation, she said, so Giselle knew and she saved me? Sorry and thank you? Don't get the wrong idea here. She just doesn't want to catch the blame if something happens. No, seriously. She doesn't want to be targeted by those kinds of people. He's glad that she heard. Well, this is now their little secret. After hearing him say that, her face turns completely red. Yeah, I guess so. Wait a second, why is he suddenly bright red? He's such an idiot. I mean, how the hell can he be having money problems when he's being propped up by such monsters? Yeah, they prepare meals and stuff for him, but beyond that, he firmly draws a line. So honest. Well, that is just like him though. Looks like here they come. As they approach closer, it must be the slimes. There's a horde of fluffy slimes. The risk level is 2. And with that, she wants them to stick to the plan. And they all begin to cast their magic. And with this, they attack. Multiple spells are being casted into the air. And it killed a lot of slimes, where they fall to the ground. However, they're not stopping yet. She wants them to bring it on. Now this is where the real subjugation contest begins. As more time passes by, they kill a lot of slimes. But the amount of slimes aren't stopping. They each use their spells. Seeing them giving their all, he knows that everyone's so strong, but he won't let them beat him either. However, the slime is getting faster, and they approach closer. She got knocked by the slime. What the? The slime's momentum hasn't been broken? Both of them use spells, but they aren't stopping. They got caught in the crossfire. They told them to form up and switch to defense. They're much stronger than he thought. Then, a loud explosion occurred. What the hell? She laughs to herself. That did feel nice. Could that have been a bombing magic? She has a wide smirk on her face. She used a skill that specializes in range rather than power. But that was an interesting way of hunting. Now then, let's give them another hit. As she casts her magic, the slimes begin to gather. They all gather into one place, and with that, the mages casted their spell. But there's still some of them left. The knights will take care of that. As more time passes by, they completely overwhelm the battlefield. As he takes a closer look, that's the one who won the tournament. And with this, she got the highest skill count. All of them are surprised. That's incredible. What a show-off. That must be Catalea. Richmond Catalea, a mid-level noble of the Discret faction, a 16-year-old intermediate class. She heard she awakened as a bombing magic dual mage. For a 16-year-old, isn't she insanely strong? That's right, even with the slower development of a recently awakened multi-element magic user, her attributes have really developed. It's really absurd. There are people blessed with many talents, and that's why they're nobility. That's what they say anyways. Why is she so knowledgeable about Catalea? Is she stupid? It's just basic to get information on nobles to help protect themselves. Because of the hero's descendants coming here in search of husbands and sons-in-laws, these towns become a place for the nobility to show their strength and fight for power. Protect yourself? What does she mean by that? They got no time to talk. The other slimes have arrived. Damn it, now isn't the time for that. As more time passes by, the battle continues. And now, they shall announce the winner of first place. This time, the one to have hunted the most fluffy slime, with 2,628 slimes hunted, Catalea Richmond. Then she laughs to herself. Well, naturally of course. Seeing her boastful nature, they're a bit angry. Well, that's what you expect. Giselle's team total is only 221 slimes. Back in the castle, she doesn't know when another quest will get posted this season, but it doesn't mean they shouldn't be preparing for the next one. In particular, the cooperation between them and their approximate classes. Even if they didn't lose one-on-one with the slimes, they got overwhelmed by their numbers and their formation broke. In that situation, the magic users can make good use of their fire magic, and there's really no sense in even forming a party. For now, they have to work on their coordination, so they'll take 2 to 3 days off and then start practicing in their usual spot. Cross especially. Then she looks at him. It would be the most efficient if he was trained by those monsters. But if he wants to make more money, make sure that he shows up to practice. Okay, well isn't that obvious? One of them has something on his mind. You know, this quest. Giselle was the one to pass it off with a, it's still too early for you lot, wasn't she? When she learned Klaus has no money, her attitude suddenly changes. An excuse? Maybe she wanted a pretext to invite him to their daily training? She was originally kind of cute, but 100 times more hateful. Now it's circled around into 100 times more cute? Hey, what did he just say? Nothing really. Then he noticed. Is that Catalea? Then she walks into her carriage. Why is she suddenly here? She wants to know, are these the ones the commoners have been gossiping over? It would seem so. The girl who became a hot topic at the awarding ceremony and a classless orphan. They say they beat a rock lizard warrior. Really? After hearing that, she begins to laugh. A commoner who was given her class a mere month ago suppressed a risk level 4, and not only that, she lost to the classless, suppressing monsters and such. Disguise it however they like. It's ridiculous that they would be protecting themselves with such an obvious lie. It's decided, let's begin with them. What? Now is the time to increase their number of pawns as much as they can. There are also rumors she's heard that Giselle has a unique skill, and it wouldn't seem she wouldn't fall under their umbrella. They'll destroy her before another faction takes her. At the orphan's private training grounds, she wants to get started. The little ones will throw stones that look like fluffy slimes for them. She wants them to give it their all. As they wrap up the stones and throw at them, they all prepare for their mock battle, and they cast their magic. He told him to get that one. However, he missed. He wants to apologize. What the hell is he doing? He should pay attention to his surroundings. Looking at the atmosphere is really enjoyable. Practicing together with everyone is so fun. My, so energetic. And it's all done by hand. Such outdated training. Being a commoner without resources or manpower must be so tough. Giselle wants to know what she's doing here. Excuse me, aren't you Giselle's string? She heard about her. They say that she's strong, that in no time, after the class awarding ceremony, she beat her wrist level 4. Truly, that's a splendid achievement. It's hard to believe she was beaten so badly by a classless level 0. How embarrassing. But don't get the wrong idea. She doesn't mind she lied about subduing her wrist level 4. It must be difficult for such a shabby commoner to save face, right? What the hell does she think she's saying? What's with these people? But before that, she wants to congratulate them. All of them can be subordinates of Catelea Richmond. As long as they work obediently, she'll protect all of them from the nobles. This bitch. She's trying to threaten them. They don't need protection from tyrannic nobles, since she's already an intermediate. Oh, it's not even 2 months since the awarding. Looks like she really is one. It would seem those rumors are true after all. It's such a shame. They're gonna regret rejecting her offer. He wants to know, why did she turn her down? Just shut up and continue with his training. On the next day, there's another quest for the subjugation contest. However, she's livid. Orphans can accept quests? That's correct. Presently, the orphan group's right to accept quests has been frozen. Frozen? What the hell is that? What did they do? He's afraid he can answer in detail, but it would appear that a countess of the Richmond family has filed a claim against them for a serious infraction. Then they look behind them. She has a smile on her face. Catelea-san? So it was her. So it seems they know it's useless for a commoner to object a noble's offer. So that's how it is. She would go that far? This fucking bitch. How dare she be so rude towards the lovely Catelea? She should be crying in joy for even being allowed to speak with her. He can just piss off. She's talking to his wordless owner. Now, let's not get so heated. It's alright, she understands their grievances. She would be glad to withdraw the petition for her. If that's what they want, they'll need to become a part of their crew. This shocked them. So, she's finally shown her true colors. But she knows that if they joined, they would be forced to work for the rest of their lives. Alright, she'll kindly fall into her trap. It's a duel, you goddamn noble. If she wins, she'll withdraw that petition. And if she loses, she'll fully join her group. How interesting. She'll take up on that offer. Considering the application to the guild's management and the preparation time, the duel date should be in about 2 weeks' time. As for the form, how does a mid-sized part battle sound? 7 on 7. That's perfect. She'll make her break. Alright then, self-professed wrist level 4 defeating commoners. He wants her to wait a moment. She's getting too worked up over this. Maybe they can talk over it? Can he just shut up? This is all his fault. What? Those guys aren't after them. Their real intention is to show off their power, while increasing their followers and expanding their influence. She's gonna tell him what's really going on in this town. That's right, what she said at the contest, this is what protect yourselves from nobles meant. She's gonna tell him what's really going on in this town. As you already know, now is the time when the descendants of the hero come to look for potential husbands. That's why influential people from around the entire world come together here. Now, if we make a name for ourselves in Rupia, while it serves as a microcosm of the world, us nobles can easily accomplish our obligations. The nobles' obligations, like managing territories? How is making a name for yourself in this town connected to that? Well, the basic idea of territory management is to protect its people from criminals and monsters. In other words, military force. Lands ruled by powerful nobles are just that much more safe and developed, right? Inversely, trash nobles are much more easily laid to waste. Just like it's over for you if you're not respected. It's the same for the nobles. That's why the nobles stop at nothing to expand their power. For example, they wouldn't even hesitate to become a hero's spouse. Until now, they've adopted a wait-and-see attitude. But now they've finally made a move, and your first target is them. Orphans who lost to classless would be easy to pick up. A perfect way to expand your power. That kind of thing. Once they've spotted you, that's it. If they don't win this and put an end to this, they'll just keep coming at them. They're just chess pieces to them. Now he gets it. That's why to protect their image, they participated in the lynching, despite knowing it would be such a serious offense. He really wants to apologize. He had no idea something like this would happen. Can he please stop crying? This is why she didn't tell him. It's really shitty that he got the attention of the idiot nobles. But it's not like there's no way to win. This kind of group battle is effectively a leader battle. It's practically a rule that the first to take out the leader will win. The other side's leader is without a doubt Catelea. She can defeat that god explosion magic with her unique skill and launch a simultaneous attack. They've got a shot at winning. That means this is a great opportunity to pick a fight with a nicely compatible noble and clear their names. Alright, let's do this. Now, what should he do? As he went back to the mansion, he told them the situation. Well, that is a pretty tough situation. A group battle, huh? Alright then. If the enemy has numbers, they should focus on his number of punches. Let's focus on drilling on his speed now. No, they should look at learning wide-range skills. What? Hey, Telomia, there's no way a shitty training course like that would do him any good. Ryon-chan, does she really think such a muscle brain training routine would actually work. She heard everything. From the loss of the subjugation contest, the enemy is a fixed artillery party. It's a solid strategy that can even withstand some higher rank monsters. No matter how much that Giselle Child deflects their magic and gets the enemy into confusion, outwitting intermediate party, specialized in defense, and eliminating their leader is a very difficult task. So as he thought, if that's the case, the key to victory is him. He's a rare existence that can use skills from both melee and magic skills. Unlike ordinary magical classes, he has the overwhelming advantage to move around and fire off spells without a vanguard. If he can learn some high power spells, he can become a singularity to overturn the balance of power in the group battle. In fact, even the other day with that lynch mob, if they hadn't blocked his magic, he would have been able to overcome that crisis alone. So, should they take this opportunity to aim at gradually making him a real magic swordsman? A magic swordsman? He's a magic class prepared for melee combat, not with skills, but through intense, one-on-one training. Melee and magic. If he learns both skill types, he can become a real magic swordsman. A real magic swordsman? This bitch. What the hell is she doing? Trying to cheat by butting in like that? Rion. She believes it was her who taught across the importance of firepower. Yeah, so what? If an attack doesn't get through, there's no way he will win. The recent battle proved that. The appearance of Edge's shot was by mere chance. A gamble on a skill with a low success rate. If they consider his safety, it would be wise if he gains and masters stable high-power magic skills. After hearing what she said, she does have a point. It would seem like they have no objections, and so for the time being, his training will center around learning magic skills. Damn it, she's not wrong. Looks like she's off duty again. There's little time before the duel. They'll start the training immediately. Then, they went to their destination. He wants to know, where are they going? Their training grounds, of course. As he takes a closer look, this is their training grounds. This place has the highest magic accumulation in the world, the Abyssal Sea of Trees. He's sure this is the place where the devils reside. She used fire magic, and she burned the entire forest. She's making the training grounds right now, so just please wait a moment. This woman is crazy. Now then, the monsters will be the targets for his magical mastery. Now let's get to growing. Then, she used advanced water magic to put out the fire, and all that's left is one big training ground. After the situation calms down, he wants to know, how many elements can she control? She has a wide smirk on her face. She let him know little by little. It won't be as fun if she reveals everything now. A bag of incense? As she drops it to the ground, a horde of monsters approach them. What is this? It's an item that attracts monsters. It's super rare. The method to make them is top secret, and they're highly sought after by the guild. Wait, don't tell him that they're fighting all at once. Then she used her magic. With her black magic skill, all of the monsters became paralyzed. Well, it's always like this at first. Now, the training area is ready. Then she casted her magic. Training can be done through simple repetitions. Just keep firing off his spell, and she'll guide him. Pay close attention to his magic. Try to strengthen it. Well, okay then. Then he used Wind Shot, and it blew away the monsters. Right now, his whole body is being immersed in wind magic. That will help while she teaches him how to focus his power. Just keep channeling the magic and firing. This will help level up his wind magic, and he'll gain magic defense skills too. There's no method more efficient. That's not fair. She doesn't need to be so close to him. This bastard. This is a great chance, as there are a lot of moving targets to practice on. He should also practice shooting through the enemy's weakness. As more time passes by, they keep on training, and he's improving steadily, as expected of her apprentice. As more time passes by, his stats begin to increase rapidly. Then on day 7 of training, looks like he already defeated them all. She'll need to use the incense back again. As she drops it down, he finds it odd. Usually the monsters come running right away. Then he felt something. As they look behind, a monster appeared. It's a giant three-headed monster. That monster. Could it be? They're not that deep into the forest. She didn't expect to see a Bulberus. If it was purebred, it would be even 10 times larger. 10 times larger? 1 second. She's gonna put some debuffs on it. Don't use his sword. Fight with magic only. What? She told him to aim for the head. That's his weak point. This is a great opportunity to use what he's learned. She'll step in and help if she has to. He understood. He'll give it a try. Then the monster immediately attacks, and he jumps into the air. His speed is too fast, and the monster is already behind him, and he got swollen. Huh? Did it just 8 cross? Then she noticed something. His mouth is about to burst. He used Wind Shot. That was close. Now 2 heads to go. As he casted his magic, the monster isn't giving him a chance. He can recreate that moment. She told him to not just focus on his teeth out of fear. Look at the monster as a whole. It can attack with its tail and claws too. If it's too slow to attack, focus on invading it first. They say to use what he's learned. He needs to think. He runs away while casting his magic. Then he used Wind Shot. Looks like he's figured it out. He can use wind magic to propel himself. If he can use it well, he can outrun the opponent. Alright, he's far enough away. As he casted his magic, he took down another head. Looks like he did it. However, it regenerated. What the? This type of monster is highly magical. Although the heads are easy to destroy, they regenerate quickly. In order to defeat it, he'll have to take out all 3 heads at once. Huh? How is that even possible? The monster attacked him, and he got flung into the air. but she caught him. She thinks that he did well. That's enough for today. On the next day, at the east of the forest, he finds the site to be amazing. To think somewhere like this is just outside your homeland. Yeah, she found it, so they can spend some time alone together. As he looks behind, he's been training really hard. When he rests, he should truly rest from the bottom of his heart. It's an important part of his training as well. So she brought some books she thought he might like. They can spend the whole day here. He's been wondering about this for a while. High elves are like elven royalty, right? He knows she's his mentor. But is she really fine with doing all of this for a mere human? She is. She abandoned the great forest of blessings. Plus, the reason she did this in the first place was for him, her disciple. She fled? Alright, he wants to apologize. He didn't mean to pry. Well, she was a lot like him. People who are too uptight can start to get a little isolated. She didn't have any friends nor mentors. So, he'll be able to go through anything and come out stronger than before. She's sure of it. After hearing her speech, it made him flustered. Now hurry up and choose a book. Let's save any deep talks for later. Back in the forest, he's fighting furiously. As he casted his magic, he's gonna manipulate the wind to get a better angle. He used Wind Shot, and the monster received a direct hit. As the smoke clears out, there's one head left, and Gross dodged the beam. That's such a pity. He almost had it. As the battle continues, he jumps towards the monster, and he casted his magic. However, the other heads are regenerating, but it tumbles to the ground. He wants to apologize. She has to save him again. Don't worry, he was totally on the right track. That's enough for today. Let's go home and rest. But there's only a few days left until the duel. He's being very responsible about this, but he needs to rest. No matter how powerful his healing skills or medicines are, there's no cure for plain and simple exhaustion. Besides, it's only when he rests that he will start to grow stronger. Yeah, she's right. With that being said, that principle mainly applies to long-term training. It would be silly of her to expect him to fully relax when the duel looms so close. Shall they take a breather and do a little more training? Back at the mansion, she thinks that household chores are a perfect way to learn how to use wind magic delicately. It's a different exercise than their normal training, and it won't tire him out. For now, let's just focus on getting to dinner time. He's trying to clean up without destroying everything, but it's so hard to get to the right amount of force. Then she praised him. Use the magic to fill everything out, he can handle it all at once. As more time passes by, he broke the vase, and he scattered the books. This isn't good. After his training, he wants to apologize. He thinks he'll be able to get it eventually. What is he saying? He did great. He's already trained his magic skill pretty well. She understands if he's in a rush, but he'll collapse if he works too hard. They'll do it tomorrow again, so he should rest for the day. Well, she wanted him to rest, but he feels like he could still train a little more. He'll just get Hiromiya to re-energize him after. Then he noticed. He got an idea. He washed the clothes, and he used his magic. As more time passes by, he begins to doze off. This interrupted his magic, and he finally noticed. But it's too late. Is this an underwear? Wait a second. This is... Then she screamed, which got his attention. Gosh, Cross, if he was so interested, he could have just told her. He explained to her that this isn't what it looks like. Then, someone rushed to the scene. Teromiya. She's finally making her move on Cross. What the? Cross, what is he doing? Don't tell her that he's into that kind of thing. Now, how can he get out of this situation? Ludmilla is behind the tree. Well, she did warn him, but still, she hopes that Cross realizes now that it's bad for him to train too much. But those underwear belongs to her. On the next day, she knows that the duel is only 2 days away. So today, they'll defeat Bullbearers, and then he'll be ready. Does she really think that he can do it? Well, to start things off, what does he think he needs to do? He needs to move and attack at the same time. If only he could cast his magic quicker. Right, that would be useful. But how can he do that? Actually, he already have the skills to do so. What he's looking for isn't a powerful magic, but subtle wind manipulation. If he can do that, he'll have this in the bag. Is that true? She's going to teach him a new spell. It doesn't do any damage, but it's really useful in battle. Then, the battle finally begun. Today for sure, he's gonna defeat it. Cross charged towards the monster. As he prepares his spell, he leaps into the air, while avoiding the monster's attack. The new spell is really useful. The monster attacked again, but he evaded it. Graceful Leap is unique. It's wind magic that focuses on mobility rather than damage. He can move a lot faster using the wind. He's not quite flying, more of a jump really, but he can use it mid-air to change direction. Just a small amount of time in the air can be integral in battle. It could even decide the outcome. He got into his blind spot. From here, he can aim for the remaining 2 heads at the same time. As he casted his magic, he casted Wind Shot, but the monster is faster. That's right, he can attack with one head, while scanning and recovering with the others. It's like fighting sorcerers, rangers, and clerics. Those 3 heads are easily worth 9 people. He gets it now. This battle itself was tailored training for fighting a whole party. In that case, if he can win now, then he would have no hope in the duel. Their spells clash with each other. He needs to keep pushing through. But then, his 3rd head is regenerating. At this rate, it's gonna kill him. She told him to stop the battle. She needs to save him. But Ludmilla wants her to wait. Is she sure? Just 1 more hit. If you can just get 1 more. Then, he casted a new spell. Wait, his incantation's different now? As she thought, his stats are rising dramatically. This is excellent. His magic power begins to rise. And finally, he defeated the monster. In the orphanage training grounds, they're having their mock battles. He asks Giselle, Cross hasn't been to practice lately. Is he okay? There are only 2 days left until the duel. She says to not worry. Before this, he informed her that he's training to fight large groups. Well, if that's what those monsters think is best, then she's not gonna stop them. He's their secret trump card. In fact, he should be the main fighter. Concentrate on solo training and improve his skills as much as possible. They'll just do what they can. He wonders what kind of training he's doing. It must be intense if he was aiming to get really strong in under a month. Then someone appeared. It really has been a long time. He wants to apologize for being late. What have you been doing, idiot? Looks like he hasn't changed at all. He wonders if it will be really okay. In the forest, she wants to know, did Ludmilla predict this? Of course. He'll be fine under her guidance. Well, Cinderella Grey is a really great thing to have. And with this, he's ready for the battle. If you want to watch exclusive videos, vote which manga I'll do next, or even suggest one yourself, consider being a member.